What's up guys, Brian here. Thanks for joining me in the Gecko Lab. This is your weekly hatchling report. Well, as always, thank you guys for joining me today. I've got more cool geckos to show off as always, but first I got two things I want to talk about. One is right here. Obviously, this is my Lychee. I thought I would do a quick update. I've actually got 3 Lychees, but I've shown you guys this one before, and I thought I would give you a little update. I love this girl. She is a GT Type A. If you'll remember, I did a video where we drove to FedEx and picked her up. She was a Christmas present for my wife. My wife absolutely loves her. My wife is not part of the gecko business. She's not involved with it. She doesn't know much at all about the geckos. She's just kind of like, that's your thing. You go do your geckos all day. That's your job. She's not really involved with it, but she's always liked Leachies. I've always showed her pictures of them and she always said she'd like one. So I got her this beautiful little girl for Christmas. She is growing up quite nicely now. She lives in the Thrive hexagon vivarium that I did a full build on, and my wife absolutely loves her. She comes down and gets her out. She'll hang out with her for a little bit. We're trying to handle her a lot so she doesn't get aggressive. These guys can get pretty mean when they grow up. So we're trying to make sure she stays, whoops. There we go. We're trying to make sure she stays fairly tame and docile and used to us handling her, so she'll stay handleable when she's a big chunky, hopefully close to 300-gram giant girl in a couple years. My wife, I keep bugging my wife going, well, what are you gonna name her? You gotta name her. And she's finally decided she doesn't need a name. She's just Lychee. That's her name, is just Lychee is her name. So my wife absolutely loves her. She is adorable. They are adorable together. And I thought I would just do a quick update to show you guys how she's doing. There you go, sweetie. The other thing that I wanted to show off to you guys is my day geckos in here. I've got a bunch of peacock day geckos in this cage that I built for them. And as you can see, there's actually some eggs in here now. We've got a couple eggs from these guys. Now, I am not gonna take these out and incubate them. I've got this built as like a all-encompassing, naturalistic, thriving live terrarium, so I'm gonna keep it that way, and I'm gonna let these eggs sit right here and incubate, and when the babies hatch out, I'm gonna do my best to get them out of there as best I can. But that's kind of been my goal with these live vivariums I've been building, is just let them run as little ecosystems. I've got my giant day geckos in their cage. Their cage is doing incredible. The plants are thriving, the geckos are thriving. There's eggs in there as well. Those ones you can't see because the eggs are buried way back behind a piece of cork bark. I can't even get to them if I wanted to get them out, but I'm hoping maybe we'll get some baby day geckos here soon. That'll be a lot of fun. But whether these eggs hatch or not, these guys seem to be doing really well. They're having a great time. They're always bouncing around in here, and I just love having them. So that's my quick update on a couple animals that I've got. I'll get into more updates on more other animals in later videos, but for now, let's get into the crested geckos. So like I said, I've got some killer holdbacks to show you today. We're gonna kick it right off with, I love this gecko. Check out this red phantom pinstripe. The two things I love about this one, okay, 3 things. The red color is obviously amazing, great color. The white laterals and the white fringing on the legs is fantastic. And the structure on this guy is so cool. I love those wide heads with the really long spikes like this guy has. Just such a cool looking gecko. I absolutely love it. I had to show this one off. Even the eyelashes on this one are super long. So neat. Love that guy. After that, we're going to move on to an ink spot male. I've got so many ink spots growing up. You guys know, if you've been looking at my weekly sales, I've had a ton of ink spots, particularly males growing up. The reason that I've had so many males up for sale is because I've got a couple new breeder males that I need to build breeding projects for. So I've been holding a few females back, and thus my sales have been a little male heavy, like this guy here. But man, you can never get enough ink spots. I love those. After him, we're gonna look at this super cool tricolor. This one, I just really loved this photo. It was like the gecko was gazing up to the stars, looking to its future or something. Just a really cool looking photo, and of course, great color, great pattern, just a really beautiful photo of a gecko. I wish his head was turned a little bit more forward so he was facing the camera a little bit, but you know, as a photographer, when your model is a 6-inch long lizard with a mind of its own, there's only so much you can do. After that, we're going to look at a very, very similar one. This one's a male, but the base color is a little bit lighter. This one has that light lavender, almost bluish purple base color, which I've always really, really liked. Sometimes these ones fire up jet black, and when they're fired down, they're this light lavender color, but once in a while you'll get one like this guy who doesn't fire up at all. I've never seen this one fire up. He's always this really light lavender color. Of course, great pattern and those white markings on the side too. Cool looking gecko. I just love those. I really like how the extreme Harlequin tricolor projects I've built up are coming out the last couple years. Next up, I just, every time I see one that's this nice, it blows me away. Confetti, confetti, confetti. This guy is like, just, I don't even know what to say, just incredible, incredible, almost all red spots. I'm not even sure how to describe this one. Just look at it. Just look at this gecko. Freaking beautiful. I dreamt of this for 10 years. I dreamt of geckos that looked like this. They did not exist in the world. They were not a thing that walked to this planet, and this is why I breed. This is why I love this, and I have such a passion for this, to dream this gecko literally into physical existence. It makes me so happy. I love these ones so much. Just the coolest red spots. All right, enough of me drooling over my confettis. I could look at this gecko all day. Enough of me drooling over the confettis. Let's look at an axanthic, because I always got to throw an axanthic in. I just love them. This one, I really like the way its pattern looks. It's just kind of a plain, like I talked about last week, a classic axanthic. Little bit of white on the top there. Good structure. But I just love the way the scales look on these. How some scales are darker, some are lighter. The space in between the scales almost looks purple. Just such a cool gradient look. I never get over these guys. They're so cool. They're cool when they hatch. They're cool when they're half grown. They're cool when they're adults. Just beautiful geckos. I love it. I love the gray eyes too. I say that every time. Absolutely love the eyes. And then after the axanthic, we've got to move on to one last one. This one here is a lily white het axanthic. Again, not much to be said here. The eyes look super cool, but just what it is. Lily whites are fantastic, but lily white het axanthics just get me excited, because that's a project that I really want to build a good core group of breeders for. I'm about halfway now to where I want to be, but I need to add some more breeders. I've been bringing in new lily whites. I'm breeding new lily whites to other axanthics to make new higher patterned hets. This project is just consuming so much of my breeding space, and I absolutely love it. All right, guys, that is it. That is my lineup of new geckos to show you today. I really appreciate it. As always, thank you for taking this journey with me, checking out these awesome animals. My Lychee that's doing good, my day geckos that are thriving. Things are good in the land of altitude exotics. I hope things are good for you too. As always, comment down below. Let me know which of these geckos was your favorite for the day. Let me know what you'd like to see next week. What do you want me to show off? I appreciate it, guys. As always, I am Brian, Altitude Exotics, altitudeexotics.com. That's /AE Geckos on Facebook and Instagram. Give me a like, give me a follow, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, new geckos for sale every Friday night, guys. Be safe, be kind to each other. I love you. I'll see you soon.